All right, man. We're back. Episode 13. You know, we went with like 3 months without recording an episode. Now we've got 2 in the same week. How does that bode?
What a milestone. Seriously.
What's that?
Applaud yourselves, gentlemen.
I know. You hear that in the
There you go.
And we'll have
beating your meat over there? It sounds like you're beating your meat over there.
Maybe I'll turn on my camera to show this guy.
Quarantine Fridays?
No.
I mean, if you want, we can go into after hours. I'm a cam girl now. I got to make money somehow.
Got his OnlyFans going.
OnlyFans. There you go.
You wanted it? Let's do it, man. AEW. We talked the other day about how WWE was sadly disappointing in the days of no audience and the crap they were putting out. But we haven't talked AEW in a while. Yeah.
Let us never mention ever again of Lana Lashley.
Oh my God. Oh my God. And it was just dropped all of a sudden because of contract disputes with Rusev or something? Trying to get more money out of something?
I don't know, but I don't know. Have you seen Lana on Instagram? She's out there dancing in a little bathing suit. I'm like, are you for real, lady? Hey. There's a quarantine thing going on. And you're dancing in your bathing suit outside.
That's her backyard. That's her backyard. You got to do something.
And then there's other such stimulating storylines such as Mandy and Otis,
which was entertaining. But she's really dating Dolph though. Did you know that? That's an actual couple.
Really?
Yeah.
Really dating. Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
Really. I told you Dolph was my boy. Ever since I met him in the summertime, looking like he straight came through.
Boom.
That was your boy before you even met him.
Yeah. So.
What do you think you got your stroke for, man?
So Ryan decided to join on camera too. So, hey Ryan, the only reason I actually turned on the camera yesterday was so I could look at Dan when Xavier was talking and just be all. He was talking about. I don't even know what he was talking about. I just was like, oh, let's do this.
Do you want the camera on or off?
It don't matter. Dan always has the camera on.
I always leave it on.
Yeah, I just messing with him.
I just got too much goodness going right here that it needs to be shared with the world.
Well, good thing this is an audio-only podcast, because...
Whatever. I'm out of here.
I'm going to take that screenshot like we did yesterday, and we should put that as the photo for this our own podcast.
There you go.
So as far back as we want to go was about the Jericho Cruise? Because I know Anthony had some stuff from there.
Yeah, I have a little segment about the Jericho Cruise.
What did you
All right, let's hear it.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Well, I'm going to preface this by saying that I assume everybody watched it, or at least knows about what happened. I'm basically just going to focus on the wind, because if everybody watched it, recalled how windy it was.
Yeah, it was.
And I have a segment that I want to call Jericho Cruise Great Wind Hair. And I'm basically just going to go through everybody who had really great hair because of the wind. And I'm going to start with when Hangman and Omega won the championship at the Jericho Cruise. Hangman had really great hair as he was celebrating winning the championship.
Yeah.
And then Dr. Britt Baker had the interview, her first, I believe, of many interviews with Tony Schiavone.
Schiavone. It's Schiavone. Get it right.
Schiavone.
Yeah.
Schiavone. Tony. I'm just going to call him Tony.
It's Schiavone, but
name.
It's Schiavone.
Dr. Britt Baker had great hair. Next up, we had a trio with Jericho, Jungle Boy, and Ortiz, because he had his hair out, going for full fro.
Oh yeah.
In that particular match, some great hair going on in that match.
Hey, hold on.
Just...
While we're talking about Ortiz, can I throw a shout out to Tiger Style? The fantastic,
awesome.
The fantastic rake on the back, dude. The dreaded back rake. Like, you gotta love it, dude.
Can I just say that I was trying to make that thing at the Wildcats games for the XFL, but they had this whole other claws up thing where you like cross your wrists and do like claws facing outward.
Okay.
But I was trying to make the Ortiz claws a thing there, but they didn't want none of it.
They shut that down.
Yeah.
Are you confusing with the Wakanda? With the Wakanda.
Claws out. Claws
I
out.
know, right?
The Wakanda Wildcats.
Yeah.
There you go.
Next up, I have a honorable mention to MJF's scarf.
To his scarf.
Yeah, to his scarf.
His Burberry scarf.
His Burberry scarf was doing some great flowage in the wind during his shoot. And then Hangman Page again during the Tony interview. And then lastly, Jericho again and the ring apron itself.
The ring apron itself. I like that one. I'll pop for that one. Hey, how cool? How cool? Like, I want to go on that. Like, I really do.
Dude,
I know, right?
Looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it does. The timing always like sucks, but it looks like it's a lot of fun.
I mean, it looks like better than any cruise that I've ever seen.
Oh yeah. Overall,
Have you ever been on a cruise, Anthony?
I've never been on a cruise.
Oh man, yeah, dude. That's when you get out there in the middle of the ocean, man. That wind is blowing.
Yeah, it is.
big time.
As all the wrestlers' hairs told us on that cruise.
I don't know. Hey, you know what? Talking about the hair, is it more epic than AJ Styles' hair on his first WrestleMania against Shane McMahon?
I mean, that, like, because he uses L'Oreal or whatever. That guy's he's got some flowing locks. Like, I'm here, like, I'm here, got the hat on because I ain't gonna get a haircut for like 6 weeks. Cause
extra volume.
Yeah.
You're gonna end up looking like you're gonna come out looking like John Morrison, aren't you?
Like John Morrison? I wish I'd come out looking like John Morrison, bro. Looking more like Donald Trump with the one-sided thing going on.
Oh no,
bro! I've seen your family. It's gonna be more like a skullet, dude. That's what you're gonna have.
Hey, I went around like last Christmas, bro. Last Christmas, I went around, or maybe the Christmas before, I went around and I was talking to my Uncle Craig, you know, the one married into the fammy, and I was like, I need you to do me a favor, and he's like, what? I'm out, look around this house, and I'm like, you and I are the only ones that have hair. Like, I have it. I you know, that spot back here, like, I have hair back there. My brothers obviously don't, and then my dad doesn't, my uncles don't, Xavier doesn't, my other cousins. I was like, ooh, they're the only ones that don't have any kind of hair.
Not related to the family.
Yeah, he's not even related to the family. Yeah, he's married in. That's how it goes. No, I definitely don't have AJ Styles hair. But yeah, I would go on that cruise. Honestly, it looks like it's a lot of fun. And a cruise in general, I've never been on a cruise, is actually like really fun. Especially those sea days, because you have to find stuff to do and hang out by the pool and get some drinky winkies, as Jericho would say. It's a good time. A little bit of the bubbly, a little bit of the Grey Goose or whatever it is.
It's a bubbly.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hey, they've had a ton of that in the stores. Nobody can find water, but you sure can find bubbly. Have you noticed that?
Time to get drunk.
You could find soda, you couldn't find water. Every time we're heading out to the store.
I know that. You know what? I have a friend of mine over there, thinking West Covina. There was a big line over there at Bevmo today. Just trying to.
Well, because a lot
people just trying to get drunk for the week, and they were, you know.
Yeah. As soon as they announced the bars were going to close, man, Bevmo got hit. Like, hey, bars going to close.
Big time.
Better stock up, man. We talked about that yesterday. I got nothing in the house. I got to, maybe next time I venture out, get some 805s at least or something. To have by myself.
Always a water hose.
Or yeah, seriously. Just the water hose. What else from after the cruise? What do you guys like? What do you guys don't? It's open.
Well, you know what? One thing that I did like is pretty much Britt Baker's interviews with Tony Schiavone. You know, she's been getting over with the crowd.
What's she trying to do?
I have no idea, man. But you know what? The point I think was it a couple weeks ago when they were in Texas. She mentioned something about, oh yeah, you chubby Whataburger faces, and everybody in the crowd started yelling Whataburger. I'm surprised she didn't pop it to In and Out, you know. But then also last week, I remember last week on AEW, was it last week or it was last week on AEW with Big Swole, which is Cedric Alexander's wife.
Yeah, I caught that.
That was a great spot.
That was a good spot because your boyfriend, you're here because of your boyfriend. He goes, excuse me, but I'm married, baby.
Yeah.
Straight.
Yeah.
That was a good spot right there. Definitely.
I don't know what they're trying to do with her though. Like, has she even wrestled? Not really. Only a couple.
She hasn't wrestled much. they're just putting her in in those spots with Shivani because they're getting good ratings, I guess.
You think you're trying to make her the face of the division?
I think so. Eventually.
I mean, I think it seems obvious from those spots that that's what's going on.
Yeah, I really don't like. And also, where's Awesome Khan?
She's done, bro. She's done.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So they on Dark. I didn't watch Dark. I know Dan was watching Dark. I don't know if you still are or not. He probably will start again now that we're off. But on Dark, the rest of that collective, they
all turned against her.
Yeah, they all turned against her, and then that was pretty much it. So the real story is because she's in Glow. So the next season of Glow is filming. So that's what she's doing. But when she comes back, she's not going to be an in-ring competitor. She's going to work behind the scenes with all the girls. That's what she's doing.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, no, I think
Moving
as far
on.
as being in-ring competitor, I believe she's done. That's why I haven't seen her. That's you know what I think the one thing I think and I told you this when they were about to start. The one thing I think they're still guilty of is that their roster's too big. There are still so many people that you don't see on a weekly basis. When's the last time you saw Jimmy Havoc?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I thought Jimmy Havoc wasn't signed though. I thought he was just kind of floating in and out. Because they bring in some guys that are and some ladies too that are they'll still do the indies and then come over and do it like a week or two on AEW and then take off.
Maybe that's
I don't know
what
if
it
he
is,
signed
but-
or not.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Emi Sakura, the one that dresses up as Freddie Mercury. Haven't seen her at all. I haven't seen all this. You know.
And then they've introduced about 4 or 5 new wrestlers in the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But those names
Because they introduced that QT Marshall, that right? Is that his name?
Yeah.
You know who that guy is?
And then what?
Do you know who that guy is?
No.
He basically runs everything for the Bucks.
Oh.
He's like yes, he is a wrestler, but he's their assistant too, like behind the scenes. So
they live in the same. I think he lives around in the same block where Nick lives at, right there in Rancho somewhere.
Let's go find him.
Because
nobody's in the
and then they introduced that Lance, the guy with Jake the Snake.
Oh,
Lance Archer.
Oh yeah, but he's a known guy. So he did a brief stint in WWE, I think. Vic, can you back me up on that?
Yeah, I looked him up on Wikipedia, and yeah, he did.
And he was in TNA with
right.
What's that guy's name, man? What's the guy's name he was in TNA with? Ryer,
I
Vic,
don't know.
you guys know this one.
Was he part of the tag team America's Most Wanted?
No, that was no. He was a tag team. It was a tag team.
I'm thinking of Lance Hoyt.
Yeah, that's Lance Hoyt. Lance Archer is Lance Hoyt.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, no, it wasn't America's Most Wanted. That was Storm and Rude. Damn.
No. Storm and Rude was Beer Money.
That's Beer Money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
America's Most. Was America's Most Wanted Chris Harris?
Wildcat Chris Harris.
Yeah, him and Storm, right?
Yeah. There you go.
No, it's another guy. I want to say it was Jimmy Jacobs, but it wasn't. It'll come back to me. But anyway, so he did time there, and then he was in New Japan. He was teaming with Davey Boy Smith Jr., and they were called Killer Elite Squad. There you go. So they were in New Japan. Killer Elite Squad. Come on, Rye, you should know that one.
yeah. I was gonna say they did a big spot for Lance Archer on yesterday. What is today? Friday?
Yeah.
What is today? Yeah,
see, that's how you know you're in quarantine. You know what day it is.
They did a 6 spot with him. I don't know who watched it or whatever, but there was some commentary on Jake the Snake doing like a drug addict cigarette exhale while Lance Archer was whooping the shit out of everybody at some outside like makeshift ring.
For some reason, it kind of seems like they recycled a Bray Wyatt skit with Jake's Roberts sitting right there in that chair. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like a Bray Wyatt skit almost.
It was kind of strange. Like you got the like he just smoked some crack and was chilling, or like it was kind of strange. And the socials pointed that out too. It was like why was that the angle? And I get where they're having Lance Archer smoke everybody, but like it was a cool spot. I mean, he killed like 20 people, and just worked them over really well. But I don't know what the plan is for that guy as of right now. Who are they going to put him up on?
He was rough in New Japan. Well, Cody, that's who it's the first one's going to be. But he was rough in New Japan.
Well, yeah, but that's like everybody goes against Cody first, and then what?
Yeah, I know, right, really, right? Because even the MJF thing is like,
Hey,
not right.
Dan, it was Kid Cash.
Kid Cat. No, that's not right.
No, as Dallas.
Okay, I don't think that's right. It's another guy. Ah, man, I'll look.
No, that's what it says. That's what it says right here on Wikipedia.
Okay, but I know.
You can't believe everything on Wikipedia.
Nope.
Well, that's true.
Hey, Ryan, didn't we see Lance Hoyt or Lance Archer in Long Beach? Didn't he wrestle in Long Beach when we went?
Bro, you're asking. I don't even remember. Yes, he was there. He was there. I don't remember much because of that abscess thing, but yeah, he was there, and he come out and he interrupted a match if I remember correctly.
I want to say you're right. Yeah, I think you remember more than you think you. I think you're right.
Oh God, that was a rough day. Yeah, but
Booty.
Oh man, Jesus.
He was hurt.
It was bad. It was bad. We can talk specifics later, but like, yeah, he came out and did something. I forgot what he did. He did something, but I can't remember what match.
Beat on somebody after the match.
SoCal was it? SoCal or?
Yeah, the second one.
I think it was early on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or are you talking about the Rock and Rave infection?
Yeah, Jimmy
with
Rave.
Voodoo,
Jimmy Rave.
with Voodoo Kin Mafia.
It's Jimmy Rave is the guy I'm talking about. That's who it is.
Oh yeah, that's later on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Jimmy Rave is the one I was thinking about. Yeah.
Oh, they entered the ring with Guitar Hero game controllers.
Yeah, and they were the Christy Hemme. That's who
they were
Christy
Hemme.
Yeah, it was Jimmy Rave. That's
that was way later. Before that, he was with R-Truth.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
that was a while ago.
I know we're talking. Well, I mean, no, it has nothing to do with it. But the 24 that the network did on R-Truth is actually really good. If you haven't seen that yet,
I want to see that one.
Yeah, it was actually really good.
I like R-Truth.
Have you guys seen the Broken Skull sessions with Bret Hart yet or no?
No.
With who?
With Bret Hart.
Oh no.
How many has he done now?
I was watching. Huh?
How many has he done?
I don't know, but the Broken Skull sessions?
Yeah.
He did Goldberg's. He did Undertaker's, which was pretty interesting.
Doing with Kane too, didn't he?
The Goldberg. Yeah, he did Goldberg. Who else did he did?
Big Show.
Yeah, he did Big Show.
Oh, man,
I haven't seen the Big Show one yet.
Damn.
Yeah.
Like
the Bret Hart was pretty. The Bret Hart one is pretty entertaining. I was watching it the night before. I was telling Dan that I was watching the documentary on FCW before the precursor before NXT.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it was pretty interesting. I had no idea Colt Cabana was part of FCW.
Yeah, he was. He came up
for a little bit.
He was Scotty Goldman for a little while. Didn't go nowhere.
Yeah.
Some full crap.
What's it? There was a little part in that documentary when the Bella Twins came in to train in FCW.
Uh-huh.
They made a deal with Natty Neidhart.
Wait, hold on. The Bella Twins train?
Natalia. Yeah. So Natalia trained them in exchange for fashion tips.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's this one little part in the documentary. I guess the Bella Twins mentioned Colt Cabana, and I guess in that part said, "Yeah, you bit Colt Cabana at a bar." So I guess she bit him sexually or something like that. I don't know.
So I said sexually.
Yeah, something like that. But you guys should check it out. It's a pretty interesting documentary. It's like a 90-minute documentary.
Right on. Yeah, we're getting there, bro. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to go back to work this year. I'm pretty sure we're headed there.
You got all the time in the world, man.
Yeah, but everybody wants work, man. I got 2 emails from the principal today that, hey, we're going to work on this. And I was like, damn, bro. I was like, it's week 1. I'm chilling. This is the spring break. I'll get to work later.
Hell yeah, paid vacation.
Yeah.
There you go, man.
I'm union, bro. I'm getting paid. So that's
Yeah,
how
right.
that shit works. Yep.
Definitely.
Crap, I had something in this going, man. I do that shit a lot.
Did you want to talk about
We
Revolution,
talk
or did
about
you have
whatever
something
you want,
before
man.
that?
I got nothing planned. I got nothing.
Hey,
Talk about
on
whatever you want.
Revolution, I just wanted to talk about Cody's co-opting of the Foxhound logo from Metal Gear Solid. Dirty.
Yeah, right.
Because he came out with that shirt on for the Nightmare family, and it looked like basically it was a copy of the Foxhound logo from Metal Gear Solid, the game.
Hey, let's talk about his tattoo. Let's talk about his tattoo.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Let's
Yeah.
get that is, dude, there's no way in hell if you told me 3 days after he got it that was real, I wouldn't have believed it. And now here we are, 3 weeks later, and it's still on. That is the most absurd thing I've ever seen. But respect, I mean, shit, he got it on. I mean, I guess what does he say? He wears those red bottoms. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he wants to get a big ugly tattoo on his neck, so be it.
I don't know. Yeah, you know what? His daddy must be rolling in his grave right now. Son,
Oh.
speaking.
Nah,
Hard times.
nah, he's good. He's making money.
Yeah.
Did you see his wife got a
What you
tattoo as
thinking,
well?
Daddy? What you thinking, Daddy? What makes you think this is gonna put you over, Daddy?
What? Brandy Rose got a tattoo? What'd she get?
Yeah, Brandy got a tattoo on her neck too. She got an outline of Mickey Mouse behind her ear. It's like this big, bro.
Did you see the caption? Did you see the caption last night on Brandy Rhodes?
No, what did it say?
It said, "He goes, I swear to God, I was never gonna ring announce again." And she made this look.
What did you see? Hangman?
That's what it said. It was just hilarious.
Hangman said hands wash.
Yeah.
Adam hands wash page.
Yeah, another one said in Spanish, ¿Cómo se dice? Yippee-ki-yay?
Who was that, dude?
That was Hangman Page. That's when they were taking on the Lucha Brothers.
Oh man, that's funny.
Said, "See yippee-ki-yay?"
Hey, let's talk. What do you think about the Lucha Bros? What do you think about them and Pac?
Ooh.
You know, it's a pretty.
The Dark Triangle, or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah, I think it's
Dark Death Triangle.
Death Triangle.
Death
It's pretty-
Triangle.
The Death Triangle.
It's pretty much just like three virtuosos complementing each other at the same time. It's
Odd
poetry
pair-
in motion. With those
Odd
guys.
pairing though. It's an odd pairing though, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was.
Is it just like what's the? We weren't given a reason behind it, I guess. To be like,
There was no leading up to it.
yeah.
That's the crazy thing about it. It's just like, oh, we're gonna put you together.
So I'm gonna explain something for Armando because I know he kind of catches spots here and there. So Death Triangle. Do you know what Death Triangle is, Armando?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So yeah, the Lucha Bros and Pac. So it was like that's kind of a weird pairing, but I mean,
It's kind of like the mega powers of the lightweights.
right? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you got it there. Now, Pentagon cracks me up, dude. He freaking he makes me laugh.
Love that guy.
Yeah. Oh man, as soon like he argued with the ref, and then he kind of just does that little shimmy thing that he does, like a parka type thing. Then his mask, it looked like Venom, right? That's what he was going for.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like Venom.
It's supposed to be like Venom. Yeah. So like that fool cracks me up, and then Phoenix is just like crazy talented. So
Yeah.
Hey, for that match that happened the other night, and I don't know if everyone felt the same way, but it was for most of the show, but that match specifically between Lucha Bros and the Best Friends, they didn't have a crowd, and I swear to God there was a giant crowd there, and that energy was incredible. That was probably one of the best matches I've ever watched, and without having the audience live, I guess, quarantine audience or whatever. My son even said, he's 8, he's like, this is awesome. You know, like he felt it. Like they just brought a lot of, I don't know if it was a camera work or just a collection of everything, but it was fire as F. You know what I mean? And I'm speaking millennial or whatever. You know, it was lit up, dude. It was incredible. You felt it all. You felt that there was 100,000 people behind them. That was like the performance they gave.
So here's the
Yeah.
thing. Everybody said this episode was like, man, that's one of their best episodes that they put
Yeah.
on, and it was no crowd. So what's the difference in what they're doing versus what WWE's doing as far as?
Well, I'll tell you this. They're not taking breaks in between commercials like
That's
WWE
true.
does.
Yeah, we talked
Remember
about
that
Hell's
European
up with that.
yeah, but
Well, yeah, because they're still doing the picture-in-picture thing, like as if it was a regular show.
So is that the difference that they actually just took it and said we're going to put on like we would put on a complete normal show? It's just there's not going to be an audience. Versus
Well, not only that, not only that, they had wrestlers in there as the audience, which is, from my opinion,
I love that part.
They weren't just standing around either. They were like, MJF was interacting with almost everybody coming out, and stuff was going on. People were getting thrown into them, and
MJF and Sean Spears betting on the matches was hilarious.
That
It was pretty determined, So they got $100 bills and all that. He goes, the match between it was last night. It was Jurassic Express and who was it? Who was it again?
oh God.
What was the question again?
Who did Jurassic Express fight on Wednesday?
Oh, Blade and Butcher. Butcher and the Blade.
Oh yeah.
Butcher Blade.
Every time I die.
Every time I die. Yeah.
Andy complains on Instagram. Andy complains.
Andy Williams is his actual name. Yeah.
I find that there was this one part when I think it was a Coke Cabana or somebody or on when they were watching the match they were chanting the Tarzan Boy, the song Tarzan Boy by Baltimore, that 80s classic.
I don't know if I know that song, but that sounds like
you should sing it. How did it go?
Yeah, Vic, go for it.
Vic.
Hey, give us the rockabilly version, bro. The rockabilly version.
Apparently, that was Jungle Boy's theme in the Indies or something like that.
Yeah, in the Indies. There you go.
You know what? Didn't Excalibur say that?
Yeah,
I think he actually
something
said
like that.
Yeah, I think he actually referenced that. Okay, dude. I mean, Luchasaurus. Well, we've seen Luchasaurus at. No, I'm the only one that's actually been. I've seen Luchasaurus at Bar Wrestling, and that dude. Well, as you can see, that dude brings it.
Yeah,
that dude brings it.
Oh, he's radical.
I actually saw him at Underground, and they didn't let him do what he did there.
I did too. That's right. I saw him in that last season as Vibora or whatever they called him. Is that what his name was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vibora.
Yeah, he didn't do anything like he can actually do in the
Nah, they didn't let him do anything, man.
No. And I think he said that actually, bro. I think I heard an interview with him. He was on Jericho's podcast, I think. And he was saying that. It's like, yeah, I couldn't do anything like I can actually do. They just wanted this, and then he died. So, in Lucha Underground, he actually died.
Yeah.
So,
which sucks, because his style totally fit that whole concept.
Yeah. Looking at it now, you are 100% right, it does. They that last season, man, I mean, it was okay, but they blew a lot of good guys who were like really good. They didn't do them.
Yeah,
and
right. You had you had the freaking the lawsuits between Joey Ryan. If you sign a contract with us for the season, you got to cancel your independent dates and all that stuff. Well, can't do that, man. That's the livelihood, unless you're paying them. So.
Hey,
it was a good. Don't get me wrong. I actually love Lucha Underground. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, how many tapings did you go to, Armando?
4.
This guy went to 4 tapings of Lucha Underground. I only made it to 1 in the last season. I made it to the first taping actually because it was the first episode of the last season. And they broke it up over whatever. Yeah. It was kind of funny because they went and they had a problem with the timer or something. So they were having the guys. I couldn't tell what they were doing at the time. Looking back now, it's like, oh, they had problems with the timer. These guys were just buying time. That's what they were doing. They were going out there and just like stalling for time. Kind of cool, but anyway. So yeah, that was kind of cool. And then you got my boy involved. I'll never pass up a chance to talk about Freshly Squeezed.
Yeah, there you go. Freshly squeezed.
On commentary, bro. On commentary.
That was solid.
Just sits there.
That guy is more over than anybody, I'll tell you that.
He deserves it, man. He sticks to that gimmick, and then, Revolution, you actually saw him wrestle. And, like, he can. It's great. Like, we saw at Bar Wrestling, we talked about it the other day. Like, I can go. It's just, it's fun to get into it. I thought he was the hit at Bar Wrestling, dude. And now he's like, ever since then, Dan, he's my favorite wrestler.
Hey, not to sidebar or anything, go off the rails, but this might not mix in well.
What rails? Anyway.
Yeah, what rails? Is anyone into that streaming channel Shudder, or ever heard of Joe Bob Briggs in the Last Drive-In?
Yeah.
You guys familiar? So check this out. So if you get a chance, I think they're doing it free for the 30-day quarantine or whatever, but it's called Shudder, SHUDDR, or ER. And Joe Bob Briggs used to do Monster Vision on TNT back in the 90s on Saturday night. So he was like, if you guys remember, like Rhonda Shear, and she was on TNT, and they would show like Friday the 13th marathons every Saturday or whatever.
Was he the guy who was like the cowboy in a trailer?
Yeah.
I remember him. Yeah, I remember that.
Showtime classics, bro, that you were supposed to be watching when you were like 14, 15 years old. He'd be like, here come a movie with titties.
You know what? It's funny because he made a cameo on Married with Children as Kelly the Verminator.
That's right.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So Joe Bob Briggs has on Shudder. They do seasons, so they'll do they'll dump like 10 episodes all at once, but he does specials. And a lot of times on these specials, he has his male girl. Her name's Darcy, but she goes by Diana Prince, and I guess she acted in some peculiar movies, a little bit beyond Showtime classics. And she does all the emails. Well, Chris Jericho is a big fan and was doing some live streaming stuff and giving some crazy old theory about how Michael Myers was somebody else and something Jericho wrote. Anyway, she ended up on one of the episodes of AEW in the front row, and big old fans, I guess, big old AEW fans. But if you guys get a chance, check out that show. It's hilarious. He runs like shitty horror movies like Silent Night, Deadly Night, or like Jack Frost, that snowman, the murdering snowman. But it's hilarious because he just does it on the format of the old Monster Vision. It's fantastic. I just watched an old one from, I think it was 96 or 99. It was on the archive. Danny, it was on that website I sent you, archive.com. And it had Joe Bob Briggs, and he presented Monster Vision with Big Trouble in Little China. And dude, they had it was the editor's cut. There were scenes I've seen that movie a billion times, and there were scenes in there I'd never seen. And it was, it's really good. And it's a VHS copy streamed to the internet. So if you get a chance, check it out. Sorry to go off the site on that, but it's pretty awesome. It has Jericho's involved, so it has to do with wrestling.
Well, he made it fit. He's talking about. He said somebody was in the crowd at an AEW show. He made it fit. No, we don't care.
There was a full interaction. Like Jericho's like really heavy vested in Joe Bob Briggs. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some interaction down the road with him.
Yeah, because Jericho, like us, has no class.
None.
Yeah, none. You've actually heard the stuff he talks about in his own podcast. He's got no class. It's all good.
Yeah. Got no class.
Yeah, good album.
Anyway, Shaft is tearing these schools up right now.
Did you hear about WWE talking about piping in sound for their shows? Piping in fan crowd noises?
Wow.
I think that's horrible.
WCW Saturday Night.
No, you know what? I'm thinking of the old the vignettes of the NWO.
Yeah.
They did it between tapings. You know what I mean? Like the ones in black and white, you see Nick Patrick in a freaking ski mask as the referee.
Yep.
You know? And they have like the once you know what I'm talking about, right? They put pretty much the crowd is cheering for all the NWO guys, and you have all these jobbers getting booed like nothing. You know what I'm talking about? Like the arena matches that don't mean a damn thing, but yeah, that just brings back a memory right there.
Yeah, they were talking about it like they do at like football practices. So when the team practices in a stadium, they pipe in the sound of a crowd.
Yeah.
That's gonna be weird if they don't have
mean like
anybody in the crowd in their
Goldberg, Goldberg, like that?
Or
I'm surprised they don't do that. I'm surprised they don't do that at the performance center, man. Like,
no, bro,
during
no,
training.
come on. Can you imagine? Oh, maybe. Okay, maybe during training, maybe. But like, can you imagine if they do that at the actual WrestleMania? There's no one in the thing we hear. This is awesome. I'm gonna lose it, dude. It's already gonna suck, dude. I'm gonna lose it then. For real. That's like, oh, man.
Yeah, the 2 night spectacle.
Dad, so I guess we're not coming to your house for WrestleMania then.
No, we're not gonna have WrestleMania.
Won't let you in, bro. 6 to 8 feet.
Yeah. Quarantine. There you go. Quarantine mania. There you go. Yeah.
The former Luke Harper.
Yeah.
Yes. Love
Let's
it.
talk about the former Luke Harper.
Good for him.
Already.
Better situation.
First episode, you see a better situation. He looked like he wanted that. Versus after he tried to get out of his contract and they came back with Eric Rowan for a little while, you could tell he didn't want to be there. And there was nothing against Rowan. You could just tell he did not want to be there.
Yes, the first of two people that actually look like they want to be there.
Yep.
I love what he said about, you're not the first old man to hold me back, but you're going to be the last. I thought that was really nice.
I missed that line. I didn't hear that line.
Yeah, that shit was solid. That was really clean. It was part of his promo, and he just laid it. And I was like, ooh, that's just sharp.
Yeah, that was
solid mic work. And his mic work was solid too.
It was
good for him.
Yeah, very articulate. And you'd only heard him be that articulate maybe once or twice in when he was Luke Harper. And he was very articulate. And I didn't even realize. I thought it was somebody doing voiceover at first before he actually walked. Before the lights came on, I thought it was somebody else doing voice work, but it was actually him. I'm like, damn.
And I was surprised about his ring gear. The black and purple. I mean, I get it goes for the Dark Order, but it was interesting seeing him in something that wasn't like a ripped up T-shirt or whatever.
It looked like a trailer park guy.
Yeah, it had hints of Kevin Nash, a Diesel. It did. I'm just really happy for that guy. I thought they underutilized him way too much in WWE, and it looks like he looked happy for being in the Dark Order. I don't know how happy he looked.
If he never has to wear another sweaty beer shirt again, I'm sure it'll be too soon.
Exactly. But he ripped that lariat in. It was clean.
How do you even get it like that? Ugh. Like, what do you do to it to actually get it like that? That's pretty gross.
Bend over and I'll show you.
Oh.
Hey, speaking of that, you know what? You know what I watched yesterday? Hadn't seen since probably it came out. No, American Me.
Oh
no!
What's that on a plane, bro?
Deep.
No.
Digging deep there.
Hey, it was on. I was sticking through the channels yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna record this," because I watched it after we recorded yesterday. The Forever Scarred by the Christmas tree knife. We always called it the Christmas tree knife. You know what I'm talking about? When they bend that dude over the bags of rice.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sodomize him with that big ass Christmas tree looking knife. Ooh.
Yeah. I watched that on a plane. I forgot where I was flying to, but it was either Jersey or Atlanta, and I just remember watching that, and I was like, I don't give a fuck what anyone on this plane thinks right now. It's like one of the best movies ever.
I forgot how much you travel, bro. You're for sure not coming to WrestleMania at my house.
I'm not going anywhere, man. I'm on
damn airport this guy goes through.
Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm loving life. Skype and Zoom and all that, it's working for me. I don't have to go anywhere. The last trip I went on was Atlanta, which, by the way, a couple of cool stories from Atlanta. I saw the Turner Building. So we were driving by, and it was the big sign. Yeah, it had TBS, TNT, Adult Swim, and whatever else on it. I was like, oh, wow, that's really cool. But when I was in the airport, Cody and Brandy have this big ad that's in the Atlanta airport, and I took a picture with them. And if you see me in person, you know how big my head is, and Cody's head was like 4 times bigger than mine.
But that was a drawing, though, right? It was
Yeah,
it was an ad.
exactly. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a picture of Cody Rhodes and Brandy Rhodes right now. And I did. It was radical.
That's cool, man.
They thanked me for it. I tweeted them. They thumbs upped it or liked it or whatever, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
Hey,
Not
okay,
really. I mean,
what was the? I mean, we've known for weeks now that Matt Hardy was probably going to end up in AEW.
Oh yeah.
And everybody thought, okay, he's gonna be the Exalted One. But then we don't see
the Exalted One. That could have been a possibility.
well, of course.
Yeah.
But
it was like a curveball. It was like a late last minute curveball in a way. You know, like
which I'm fine with. Which I'm totally fine with.
Yeah.
But did you catch? Let me see if you caught this, because I don't know. We all catch weird crap. When Vanguard won, the drone was starting to come down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you notice that it was Santana that kind of like nudged at Jericho and was like, "Is that so?" Because wasn't he there when all that was going on?
Yeah, he was at TuneIn around the time.
LAX. He
Matt
knows who it is.
Yeah.
Also, he knew about it. He recognized it right off the bat when he saw it.
Well, I think they all kind of did, but it was him that was like, "Hey, I've seen that before," because it's just like a nod to their past being in the same promotion.
You know what? I would have thought they would have done at least a little bit of a teleport sequence. You know what I mean? Like how they did in Impact.
Yeah.
With that budget they had, they would have had some special effect of him teleporting into the ring.
Imagine if there was a crowd there, though. If the audience was live.
Oh my God!
Flew in, that shit would have been bananas. Like,
oh, dude, it would have been.
Yep.
It would have been one of the best. Yeah.
Do you think that they would have done the drone if there had been a crowd?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
100%.
Because I don't know if I don't know if there's like rules against that kind of thing, like within with a crowd in in a closed space. But I mean, that would have been cool with a crowd.
So what is the favor that Matt Hardy owes Matt Jackson? Is that a throwback to ROH? Because that's where they met, right?
It probably something sexual favor or something. I don't know.
Hey, that's an exploited song. Bro.
Ew.
That's an exploited song. Hey, hold on. Can we talk about that for a second? Did you see what the Exploited did?
Oh, that was great.
The Exploited was gonna still tour during all this crap, and they're like, "Piss on that. God. We're not Green Day. Fuck that. We're punk." And then like a couple days later, tour canceled.
Dirty.
Damn.
Well, they're oh man. I mean, Armando can attest it. I liked that band when I was in high school, and you think it's cool until you grow up and you realize they're just kind of posing, dude. Old men trying to act tough. So.
Hey, Dan, did you get that picture? I shared it to the group.
Yes. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Which one are you talking about? The
Hangman one?
The Como se dice one?
Yeah, como se dice hija.
And you know what? I see that.
These captions are comical, bro. Seriously.
I have to watch them more. Like, I have to pay attention to them more. Definitely, for sure. That's freaking funny.
Definitely.
Anything else, my man? What else you got?
I love the if we're still talking about it, the cold opening was really solid too. I loved how they the whole intro with the Elite. I could see I'm predicting that there's going to be a split after this Blood and Guts. I think there's going to be some interesting movement within that faction because they can't keep them all together for that long. I mean, you got five guys that are, you got to have some rift, and that's going to cause ratings, right? But you can't do it too soon.
I think the split is going to be between Cody and Omega. I think that's where it's going to be at.
And bring that back.
Yeah.
I mean, that was probably one of the best rivalries ever. I'm just still waiting. It's never going to happen, but I want the Briscoes and I want GOD over in AEW. And I know it's not going to happen, but good God, they would have the greatest tag team division in the history of wrestling if they added just those two groups alone. with everything else would go down, it would be incredible.
Well, you got the revival cut. The revival might be heading over there in a couple of months. So
Is that, yeah, what's going on with that? I heard they were paying them a ton of money to stay, but I mean,
they stay home now. No, they're not even paying them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Pretty much they're at home right now. I don't think they're getting paid anymore. I think they're just going through their 90-day contract routine, I guess.
Oh, so they didn't do anything. So they're on what do you call it? Non-compete right now.
Yeah, not 90 days.
Oh,
are they there, or are their contracts even up yet?
Their contract is up. What I heard.
I don't think so. I don't think quite yet. And I know one of them is longer than the other one. So one of them goes out, and then the other one is like.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
Heyo.
Hey, Baba Booey.
There you go.
Did you guys get sued for saying
13?
I know, right? I know. Like, okay, boomer. What is that anyway?
I call my daughter that. No, I call her Boom Hour. She doesn't get it. I'm like, okay,
Boom Hour.
What's up, bud?
Yeah. She's always like, what? I had to explain the joke. And what's funny to me, your mom knows what I'm talking about.
Do you want to talk on a podcast about AEW? No? Okay. My son just walked in.
Hey, speaking of what Ryan just was talking about, I don't know that you would never see GOD. I can't say that you would never say GOD. I would see that as a possibility over the Briscoes.
I know, bro. I guess they're getting paid pretty nicely in Japan, but it would just be to get them in there because of what they did to the Elite.
Well, yeah,
I mean, that would be fantastic. But then again, New Japan's got to do their thing. But eventually, if the Briscoe, I mean, just having all those come in, hey.
There you go.
If you can get those four fellas in there, man, I mean, good Lord, imagine it all. Then it's over. Then they win. They're just ridiculous. I like those two groups anyway. Sorry.
Hey, that's all good. What do you think is? Because did you notice this week on my commentary, you didn't have the same commentaries. We talked the other day, Vic and Anthony, about Triple H being there for commentary instead of having Corey Graves being absent. Do you think during this time of all this stuff, they basically told anybody, hey, if you're not comfortable doing this, like you kind of don't have to?
I think
right
so.
now, right now, even like right now, from like last, I think after watching the episode of AEW with the Jurassic Express taking on, I keep forgetting their name, but anyway, after their match, Marco Stunt wasn't in it. I think Marco Stunt even tweeted out.
I did.
Yeah, Marco Stunt tweeted out that he was gonna stay home. I don't know how many other entertainers stayed home this week. For me, it would be pretty shocking to see that even the WWE backstage area, they still have everybody come in to work.
I don't think they would. Yeah, you can't do a battle. There's no way they could do a battle royal. You know what I mean? There's no way.
They canceled the battle royal. They canceled both battle royals this year. They canceled both battle royals.
So a lot of people are staying home.
Yeah.
Huh. So I was just wondering.
This is gonna be such a trash WrestleMania.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be absolutely horrible.
Oh, it was gonna suck anyway.
Dumpster fire.
Yeah, I mean, it was gonna suck anyway, but at least you get the hype of it all, and through the crowd, and get the chants and stuff. I'm gonna watch it anyway.
I just feel bad for Drew McIntyre, man. I feel bad for McIntyre because
right,
it's
his moment, and it's not gonna be the same him winning it in front of an empty crowd.
Who put up that meme? Was it the group we're in that somebody put up that meme that said Drew McIntyre is the only guy to go from WWE to wrestling in empty arenas to get better to come back and headline WrestleMania to an empty arena?
Yeah. I saw that one earlier.
Yeah, I was like, that's dirty, but it's true. Man, I wish they would have, I know there's too much money in it to full on cancel the thing, but it's gonna suck.
A 2-day event, dude. Come on.
Oh, man. It makes it even worse.
A 2-day event hosted by Rob Gronkowski.
No thanks.
Missing half your roster.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That's, it it would be kind of, I don't, you know what I was thinking though? Seriously, to make this WrestleMania kind of a big thing in a way. This is just me personally. Like, I would do how they did it with maybe the WrestleMania, maybe 3 or 4, when they had all these matches in different locations, but live, satellite. You know what I'm talking about, right? Mm-hmm. So you have it in Tampa. No, you have it in Orlando at the Performance Center, and then you switch it up, just to, meaning, how all these wrestlers are spread out everywhere. You know what I mean?
For the social distancing of it all?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, okay, we'll have it in Los Angeles. So that means that any wrestlers who live in Los Angeles, okay, you guys we'll have a match there. And anybody that lives in Orlando, you can have a match there. And anybody that lives in New York, in the Northeast, you can have, just to cut the travel costs down. You wouldn't lose any money. And you wouldn't have that many people, Of course, you're going to have an empty arena.
Well,
that's a lot of money for venue, though, too.
Yeah. Yeah, that is.
Come on, bro. It's $1 billion company. You guys can afford it. You guys can rent a fucking warehouse in Ontario somewhere and decorate the damn thing. There.
Well, it was Ricky that said that it was, at least the Performance Center was a privately owned building. So they might be able to get away with that because it is a privately owned building.
Yeah. Which is also why they could get away with filming ahead of time if they really want to.
Yeah.
You know what?
Hey, is Styles really going to fight The Undertaker? Is that going down?
Yeah. American Badass Undertaker, though.
Yeah, what was up with
that? I don't know. But why?
Exactly. Didn't Styles just get Wrestler of the Decade and whatever, and Pete, was it Pro Wrestling Magazine, or I forgot. And why are you going to have him fight The Undertaker? I mean, I don't get it. To me, it's like you're putting a skilled virtuoso against, a legend who's 100 years old. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
It was a poor setup.
Very poor.
It was a really poor setup because everybody knows you want WrestleMania, you want Undertaker. I mean, man, how long ago was it that Armando, you and I were watching WrestleMania and watching that streak at like 13, 14 wins or whatever. Yeah. Back when you lived over in the apartment. I specifically remember when you were living over in the apartment, like win number 15 or something. Yeah. And it was like everybody wants that, and then maybe he gets a say as to who he wants to wrestle, which AJ would fit that mold. But then it's like, okay, you give it a piss poor setup. There's nothing there. Because it started in Super Showdown. That's it. So that's where it actually started. Because who got hurt?
And why have him come out?
I'm sure, yeah. Hey, I want Roman Reigns. All right, Digger, but I need you to put him over.
Yeah, I guess. No, well, you got that already too. You got the Roman and Undertaker thing. That's done, and it was.
Well, why have him come out like the American Badass?
You know what? The only thing I can think of with that is because the week before when he came out and addressed the crowd, he called him Mark Calloway. Like he went like it's supposed to be like, oh, it's a shoot thing. Like it's kind of personal, so it was like, never mind the Undertaker, Mark Calloway's gonna come out and kick your ass. It's the only thing I can think of.
Also at the same time though, and this is just me, in my opinion. The whole American Badass Undertaker was actually Undertaker's idea. That's actually his personality. So for him to come out, it could be his last WrestleMania. I don't know. To come out and just, hey
bro, hold on. Not anymore. Not this way. Not anymore.
We'll get that guy's gonna come out till he's 90.
Yeah.
Just say, drive that Harley down the ring. Maybe to the American, maybe to the song of American Badass by Kid Rock.
And fuck that guy. But anyway, I see your point, dude. But and ordinarily I would tell you, okay, yeah, maybe if this was what it was supposed to be, but going out like this in an empty arena, no, you can't have the Undertaker be like, this is my last WrestleMania in an empty arena like that.
No way.
That's not the way that's gonna
work. You're right.
It's gonna be another year.
You know what would be the best scenario for the Undertaker to hang it up it'll be at WrestleMania, and then him going out to the song of George Strait, the Last Troubadour. That's what he said.
He did say that, huh?
That's what he would want, but he ain't gonna get that. That's the unfortunate part about it.
Yeah, that's too bad. Is there a right scenario for him to go out? I kind of thought you did it. I thought the way honestly, when he lost to Roman, was like, you're putting the guy over that you want to be the face of the company. He went in,
the jacket, the gloves, and the hat in the center of the ring. It was
done, man. Right off into the sunset. And then next thing you know, John Cena wants him back the next year. Come on.
Not even that. Before that, at the Raw 25 or whatever it was, where he was in the second arena at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, IcoPro, yeah.
That was his next appearance after that. But people made sure to note that he wasn't wearing the hat, he wasn't wearing the gloves, and he wasn't wearing the jacket.
Yeah.
When he appeared next.
So what? He just oh, my bad. I forgot my shit in the ring. Sorry, guys. Me and Bobby Eaton were gonna. I had to go meet up with beautiful Bobby Eaton backstage for a couple beers.
I remember going to WrestleMania in New Orleans a couple years ago when they had that Cena and the Undertaker match, and yeah, it's just so hilarious how because you actually see the person just go in there, put the hat and his coat right there on the floor, and then that fool rolls out. Put a big spotlight right there on the hat and the robe, and then that's done lightning strikes or whatever. There's no magic.
I gotta admit, I went to SmackDown taping on the last summer, and it does take a little bit of the, mystique away when you see stuff like that. When they obviously cut to commercial break or something like that, it's a little different. It's interesting to see if you've never actually been to a TV taping. But anyway.
Yeah, I was curious about his entrance without a crowd. I mean, because, yeah, it's quiet, but the crowd makes it still,
Yeah.
It's just like that ooh and ah from the crowd.
Yeah.
Is Triple H in WrestleMania this year?
No.
Is he fighting somebody?
Oh,
no.
Thank God.
Right, yeah, but...
There's no reason for him to get into the ring.
Right, but...
There's really no reason for him to get in the ring. Seriously.
He gets a 15-minute entrance.
Yeah,
that's usually what it is. It's like a big to-do that, here comes Triple H in a 4x4 motorcycle fucking helicopter with a skull mask or whatever.
Let me see what I'm going to bury. Okay, let me bury Sting. Let me bury Scott Steiner.
Oh, God.
Let me bury Booker T.
Scott Snyder's burying himself right now.
Hey, all I can say is this. You can get anywhere. You can get ahead of the company as long as you bang the boss's daughter right. Seriously.
Treat her right. Treat her right.
Yeah. I feel, hey, you know what? I just feel bad for those. I don't feel bad, but I'll tell you this. Triple H and Stephanie, they got 3 daughters. I don't know, what are the odds that some talent is going to try to get with one of the daughters just so he can get ahead of the company?
Fuck yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, we got 20 years on that one, bro. We got 20 years on that one.
I'm just saying. Prepare your kids. Become a wrestler.
Nothing but time. Vic's got nothing but time.
Hey, the next quarantine.
MGF.
The next quarantine.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Hey, did you know one?
Prepare your kids to become WWE superstars, by the way.
If the rumors are true, Stephanie McMahon's first daughter, her first words were, "Ooh, yeah!"
Wow.
That's the rumor.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Shout out to DJ Cumberbund.
Take a stab of my chin, Jim.
Anyway.
God. Have you guys caught that DJ Cumberbund guy, by the way?
No.
We're just floating. You never heard of DJ Cumberbund?
Yeah.
Bro,
I know the name, bro, but I don't know who he is. Who is he?
He chops up songs, so he'll do like, what is it? Rammstein's Du Hast mixed with Play That Funky Music, White Boy.
Dude.
Right?
Oh, really?
Oh, dude. Like, this guy is a champion. a champion. Look him up, DJ Cumberbund. But all his songs have like Mean Gene Okerlund, and there's always like a Macho Man drop, like a "ooh yeah," like in the middle of a song. This guy is solid. He's a savage, dude. He'll mix up like Poison with Kiss with Earth, Wind, and Fire. You know, legit. Check him out.
Earth, Wind, and Aussies. Okay.
Shaft's about to take this lady to court. You know what I'm saying? Dang. I said up yours, baby.
Well, anything else to throw in there before we call it?
No.
No, just the, of course, trying to think here.
Well, hey, do we think we see him going on from here? Because we talked the other day. I don't even know when we recorded. No, I think we talked yesterday. Yeah, we talked yesterday on our podcast. We didn't get to talk to this with you, Vic. How they kept saying on the next Dynamite instead of next week.
They probably may. I heard it too. You know, I heard it too this week. They say, on the next Dynamite. They weren't saying next week. I'm kind of guessing they're probably going to take a week off, give or take.
I think it was just like, let's see what happens. You know?
Yeah.
Wherever they're going to be and what they can do, whatever the market.
It just depends on whether it just depends on whether their state because where do they record? Where have they been recording where did they record the empty arena?
Florida.
Jacksonville.
Right?
Oh, Jacksonville.
Yeah,
it's
going by the cons.
Oh, right. Yeah, the cons. That's right. Yeah, so it would be Jacksonville. Bortles! But, it all depends on whether Florida issues a stay-at-home order. That's all there is to it. If that happens, then they're in the same boat as us here. It can't happen, technically. So.
I just said in our group text, in our Skype chat, that's a message from Tony Khan. It's long. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I'm assuming it's something about them probably not doing AEW next week.
Oh, wow.
It's in that thing. You guys check it out when you guys get a chance, and I don't know. Yeah, you can probably post it, whatever.
Yeah, you know what? Speaking about other wrestling, I've been watching NWA Power. The same issue too. Same thing too about they're actually taking a break as we speak from this whole coronavirus. I've been watching their main event circle, which they get a lot of these independent guys in there in front of a TV audience, which is not bad. It's very entertaining actually. They had a Chris Candido's, no, not Chris Candido, Steve Corino's kid.
Oh wow!
Cody Carino wrestle against he's an old veteran from those old territory days, and that was like his first. I guess he's been around. I guess he has wrestled in some NWA dark matches, but he's never been on an actual NWA TV show like this one. So he I guess that it was teacher versus student. It was a very entertaining match. It's just, I guess they're trying to sign people. They're trying to sign more people for this promotion. So other than that, I'm like, the Thunder Rosa Melina, storyline it looks like it's going somewhere, but
Thunder Rosa was what was she? She was the snake in Lucha Underground. What was her name? She was the head of that.
I think so. Oh. Yeah, I don't know her. I really don't know what her name was at the Lucha Underground. It's been a while since I've seen Lucha Underground.
Hey, I'm looking at the post from Tony Khan, and I can give you guys the gist if you want.
Yeah, go ahead. I read it. Go ahead. Go for it.
Basically, it says the time and circumstances aren't right for the card they had planned next week for Blood and Guts. It says that show will happen when the time is right. But what you could count on instead this coming Wednesday night is a great live episode of AEW Dynamite featuring Chris Jericho confronting Matt Hardy face-to-face, one-on-one for the first time ever, and a tremendous night of wrestling action.
Okay, so maybe
they're going to scrap Blood and Guts.
Yeah, so next week was supposed to be Blood and Guts, so maybe the reference to the next Dynamite was hinting at the fact that it's not going to be Blood and Guts. It actually is a Dynamite.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we're getting at.
Yes.
I know what I wanted to bring up since Vic brought up NWA. I was going to bring this up earlier when we were talking about the Elite. How surprised were we that Marty Scurll's not there? That he instead decided to sign with NWA.
Oh man,
business decision, man. He's doing what they did. He's taken over NWA. You know, he's trying to do his thing. Makes sense.
At the same time, you guys, like I said, I'm like, he's also accepting independent dates. You know, at that point, before the whole pandemic started, you know, I'm like, his schedule was a little bit free. He could do both.
So do you?
It's
think
kind of.
I want to go ahead.
I want to say it was kind of like the Joey Ryan treatment, you know, with Impact, where he could do Impact and Bar Wrestling and all these other independents. You know, almost probably I want to say the same thing. I want to say
that's why he's not in AEW, because he got offered a contract in AEW. Yeah, Joey Ryan got offered AEW, but he turned it down because of the independent thing. Do you think the money was there for Marty? I mean, those are his friends. And it was
I'm guessing so.
Of like, okay, so NWA shot me something similar, but I get to run the place too.
Well, also at the same time, look at Colt Cabana. He's still signed with NWA, and he's doing AEW.
Huh.
So where is he at? We're like, you know what I mean? Like, what is his contract status between AEW and NWA?
It could be a timing thing with Marty too, like to build it up even more. So it's not just bring everybody over all at once. Maybe in a year or two he comes over. I mean, it makes sense. These guys are young. They got time, unless barring any type of serious injury. But I mean, he can make it. It's pretty cool what they're doing, dude. Like AEW and everybody else that's not WWE is kind of just hyping each other up. And it's like growing itself back to what it used to be. And, you know, there's the big monster WWE, but then you have all the little guys that everyone's turning into now. And we can, because we have the capability to with the internet and cables or whatever. And, you know, more people are watching that. So it's not as just like one-sided as it was during like the, 2000s where there was only one company.
You know, eventually it just seems it's just like how the territories were back in the day. I'm like, your MLW, you got your Ring of Honor, you got the AEW, you got NWA. Who else am I missing? Border City Wrestling. You got Jersey Pro Wrestling.
Everybody,
dude.
Triple A, Lucha Azteca, all those. I mean, what is that? The China one, OW whatever.
Oh, the one that Chima's in charge. Chima.
Yeah, I mean, dude, there's so much going on that. I mean, I think it's really good for the business. I mean, you're giving opportunity. You're making more opportunity for people.
Yeah, instead of WWE saying they are the business.
Right.
You know, fuck that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool, and it makes sense that Marty Scurll went over to NWA, because if he went to AEW now, he'd just be, who knows how they're going to write him in.
He's going to get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah,
kind of like how Bret Hart went to WCW. He got lost in the shuffle. They didn't know what to do with him.
Yeah, exactly. And to the point earlier, it was like they have too many people for the 2-hour slot. Well, give it some time. Let him do his thing, and then come over as the NWA champion. Let him bring over Nick Aldis. Those type of things. Like even is TNA still called TNA, or it's Impact, right?
Yeah.
Impact. Look at what Impact's doing. I mean, they're really trying and putting some effort in, and God bless them. Shit, they brought back that Sami Callihan guy who everyone hated.
It's the little engine that could. That's what Impact is right now.
Hell yeah, it is. Good for them. I'm glad to see it. You know, they got rid of that Aces and Eights shit and all that, and but it's just really cool seeing all the. It's nice to see a house show of 1,000 people that still draws a crowd and sells the merch. It's like any punk rock show. It's like any metal show, you know.
Yeah. Plus the revenue from their library.
Exactly.
That's what I think. That's what's keeping them alive right now as we speak. So, I really haven't paid too much attention to Impact. Not since AJ Styles and some Christopher Daniels left. I really haven't paid attention.
I haven't either, but it hit it real low. It was shit for a long time, dude. It was shit for a long time, and it seems like it's
really
starting to come back. Around here, Rick is the resident Impact guy. He watches Impact.
Yeah, dude, I think the last Impact match I saw was when their tag team division was probably the best tag team division in the world. When they had a Beer Money, they had a Motor City Machine Guns, and Generation Me, which was the Young Bucks. But I never got that Generation Me. But yeah, dude, I enjoyed Impact around that time. That they had the best tag division in the planet, in my opinion, in that time.
Yeah. Well, should we call it?
I think so, man.
I think we've run through everything that we wanted to talk about.
Shaft's about to fuck up. Shaft's about to fuck up this Italian guy right now. That's what she said.
Yeah, fuck him up. How many dead? How many reported dead in Italy? 4,000 dead. That mean 4,001?
4,001. Add this fool to it with his hat. Hey, Shaft's the only guy I know who could rock the black leather jacket with the black turtleneck and get. I mean, this fool's clean. Someone needs to come out with a Shaft gimmick. That's all I'm saying.
Podcast. I enjoy this podcast, Daddy.
Hey, baby.
That's right, Daddy boy. That's right.
Yeah.
I enjoy the podcast.
Hard times.
Hard times are coming, boy. Hard times.
Well, you guys have a nice night. This was wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, fellas,
good times.
Enjoy your evening, and I'll see you guys outside in a little bit. And
all right, guys. We'll call it, like I said, probably be out tomorrow.
Later.
When it goes up. So.
Definitely.
Right.
Good night.
Cool.
Thanks, man.
Later, guys.
Kayfabe Culture, Daddy. That's how
There
it
you go.
is. Kayfabe Culture, Daddy.
Hard times.
Hard times, Daddy. Take care, guys.
Later, man.
Bye.
Kayfabe Culture is part of the Extraordinary Culture podcast universe. You can email us at exocast@yahoo.com. We're also on social media. You can find us on Instagram at exoculture. We're on Facebook at exocult. We're on Twitter at exocultcast. You can listen to Extraordinary Culture or Kayfabe Culture on Podomatic, iTunes, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify. You can YouTube Extraordinary Culture Podcast, or you can ask your smart home device to play the Extraordinary Culture Podcast.
No, don't do this. Enough is enough.